Hey, how's it going? All right. Welcome to the UOLCS Winter Spring Week 4 thingamajig game, whatever we have going on. We have the matchup here between Theorycraft Gaming, otherwise, or well, more commonly known as TCG, versus Maximum Herbalism. And sadly, we can't seem to stream the picks and bans.
But we know them.
Yeah, but so we're having them sent to us, and then we're going to talk about them. But for the time being, apparently, the game lobbies are not letting more than 10 people into the room, so we can't like get in there and jump to spectate, because then it won't let the last two players of each team, or the last player of each team, get into the thing. So we're going to talk about them as they get sent to us.
Right, so I already know the first bands.
Yeah.
The bands were Wukong, Renekton, Yasuo, Kassadin, Vi, and Syndra.
So splitting that up, that's TCG on the blue side, banning out Wukong, Yasuo, and Vi, and then Maximum Herbalism banning out Renekton, Cass, and Syndra from the purple side.
And I think those are great bans. Kassadin and Syndra targeted bans Swords, Wormgod, and Renekton, who I have been telling everybody to ban since it's Downhill's, I think, 100% pick when he goes top.
Yeah. I mean, he's very comfortable on that, so. It's so weird trying to talk about these without, like, seeing them. Wish you could jump in and spectate.
TCG first picks Elise, since both Wukong and Vi were banned. Max Herb turns around and picks Thresh and Kate, locking in their bot lane instantly.
So, N on Maximum Herbalism, he plays a lot of that Caitlyn, so it's a good pickup for him. He's pretty comfortable with that. Then that Elise pick on TCG's side, one of the most, what's the word?
Prolific.
One of the most prolific junglers on the scene right now. Everybody's trying to get her.
TCG then picks their bottom lane with Vayne and Lulu. Max Herb picks mid, and Cho'Gath.
So that Lulu pick we could actually see go into the mid lane.
That's true.
Since that's been getting a lot of playtime recently, and a lot of matches from all over the world are including her in their mid lineup.
Where's Cho'Gath going?
Maybe top lane. I mean, I haven't seen Cho'Gath in so long. I really doubt it's going to be in the jungle, but there's always the possibility. Maybe you should play some music while there's like...
Oh, I'm playing music.
Oh, you are? Okay, perfect. There we go. Keep it a little bit interesting.
So it looks like Lulu's actually support and Ziggs is going mid for TCG, while Downhill picks Tryndamere.
Okay. Tryndamere. I haven't seen Tryndamere in a while.
Yeah, I think Downhill's, main champs are Nasus, Tryndamere, and Renekton for top lane.
Yeah, so we're gonna see that.
And Max Herb's last pick is Rengar. Roster being Thresh, Kate bottom, Nid mid, Cho'Gath most likely top and Rengar as their jungle.
Now, do they have max level Herb playing with them today, or do they have a sub in place?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because that would be something worth noting, because I've never seen max level Herb play that. But I guess we won't find out until we go in game, or go in to look at everything before the game starts. So both these teams have really good records. Max Herbalism is 3-0 right now.
Really?
Past few weeks, yeah. And then TCG is actually 2-1. They dropped a game last week, I believe.
No, it was the first time against.
Oh yeah, that's right. X-Carbonic beat them. Yeah, that was the first game of the UOLCS. But both teams have good records. They're in the top half of the standings.
Top 50th percentile.
Yeah. So this should turn out to be a really good game. Although I'm curious to see what the actual lineups are for both teams.
And you know, I think Max Herb has a sub right now.
Right, so somebody. I think we can get in and spectate now. So they've gone into game and we can look at the champions on stream here.
Oh my god, can I?
So, looking at this, I haven't seen Lulu support in quite a while, but always pretty good. TCG's side doesn't really have the same front line as Max Herbalism's front line with that Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath, Tanky, Renekton, yeah.
Yeah.
Or not Renekton, Rengar.
Yeah, so we're going to probably see Elise try to build something a little tankier.
Right, and I think TCG's more going kind of skirmish, heavy rotate, split push comp kind of thing.
Yeah,
Tryndamere typically isn't pick for team fights.
Yeah, I mean the push power between like Tryndamere split pushing and Ziggs pushing a lane, and then a lot of teams like to use Bane to do that solo lane, farm all day type of thing. And then Elise can easily just trap him down, lock him down, and do a bunch of damage. And so we actually see on Max Herbalism's side, N is playing Cho'Gath in the top lane. And then
there's no Max.
Yeah, so they're using Extreme Plyo. I believe he plays also on Nos Brigade. He just subs around for like all the teams. It's pretty funny. He subbed for XKP a couple of the weeks ago, and so he's had a lot of experience in these UOLCS games. So I wonder how he will mesh with Max Herbalism.
You know what? I am not liking Cho'Gath versus Tryndamere. I think Tryndamere is going to destroy that lane.
Well, what happens is Cho'Gath doesn't really have a lot of kill potential onto Tryndamere in the early game, and so it's just going to be a farm fest, and if Tryndamere gets farmed early on, he's just going to snowball into the mid and late game and just be able to push all by himself.
Right.
So the N is really going to have to utilize that teleport on Cho'Gath to try to make something happen elsewhere.
And we got 100% skins on TCG right now.
Oh man, and it came really close there.
Yeah.
For Max Herbalism. Dropping the ball there with that Rango, no skin.
Someone need to buy that man a skin.
What?
Someone needs to buy him a skin.
Yeah, somebody get that right now. So the loading screen advantage in favor of TCG. Hayes Law on Vayne, playing that 80 carry. He typically plays mid lane for them, right? Or top lane, rather.
No, they did switch.
He switched? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't really know any
top.
of these teams anymore. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Downhill's a top laner. So. Alright, they have a good lineup there. A lot of known UOLCS players. And then Max Herbalism, they're 3-0 right now. They seem to have a different lineup every week with players missing. I know last week they didn't have Max level Herb, so they subbed in somebody else, and then this week they have to sub in somebody again. But they always seem to do well, even if they don't have a solid lineup.
Yeah, we'll see. The team comp looks pretty goofy right now.
Yeah. So what do we expect to see?
I would say downhill's gonna destroy top, even though N is my baby. And then mid, I mean Ziggs is gonna push it. I feel like every other lane is gonna be dependent on Elise's performance.
Yeah.
I see Elise camping lanes a lot more than Rengar.
So Elise doing the Doran's Blade jungle start. We're starting to see that a lot more after, I believe it was Night Blue started doing that. And actually Tryndamere starting with the Doran's Blade.
To Summoner's Rift.
What do you think about that?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That skin is beautiful.
Which skin are we looking at?
Tryndamere.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So right off the back here, they're just playing around, poking each other. Nidalee got off a spear against Elise. She took some damage. It's no big deal at the moment.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So most people tend to like try to predict which team's gonna win. Justin, I want to know, who do you think's gonna feed the most?
Who do I think's gonna feed the most?
Yep.
That's a tough one. I feel like it's gonna be somebody from Max Herbalism, but I don't want to say Rengar, but I feel like if he just gets caught out somewhere by Elise or somebody, he's just gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I know that Blue Dream Fiend is a very strong player.
Really? Because if I had to say anybody, I would say Blue Dream Fiend or Zac is definitely going to be...
You think he's going to go
Oh,
too ham?
dude,
I guess he could fall under that.
Yeah, he's the biggest feeder. Time will tell.
So both junglers starting in their bottom jungles here. Extreme Plyo getting a lot of help on his blue. Whereas Blue Dream Fiend is getting nothing. So...
already that much closer to feeding.
He's gonna lose a lot of health here doing that red. He picks it up. In the bottom lane, Lulu trying to just get some harass down. I feel like the early game here is gonna be pretty boring across the board.
Yeah, it's really gonna be, can Cho'Gath keep up with CS?
Yeah. Cho'Gath already taking a bit of damage from Tryndamere, but with his passive, he's just gonna heal that back up over time.
Hopefully.
So long as he actually gets the last hits off. Bottom lane, the first level 2 goes to TCG, but since they pushed it back so hard, Max Herbalism just follows up, hitting level 2. I feel like once the junglers start to gank, we're gonna see some action, but until then, it's just gonna be everybody trying to see stuff happen. In the bottom lane, Vayne gets engaged on by Thresh, and they almost take Thresh down. Calvini flashes in, gets the auto attacks off, picking up the first blood against Thresh. Geojabil forced to use his barriers. Vayne tumbles in.
And meanwhile, Downhill's getting ganked up top. Pops flash as Rengar jumps to him from the bush.
Extreme Plyo flashes forward, jumps from the bush onto Downhill. Downhill gets
And
knocked
that
up
is
from
gonna be a dead
Cho'Gath.
Downhill.
And that's going to be a kill for Rengar. Well, now Vayne has a pretty... is sitting pretty with a lot of farm in that assist, and Oh, as Calvini on Lulu takes that tower hit. So that early exchange, how do you think that's going to play out for Cho'Gath in that top lane? He's able to catch back up and farm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do some
Yeah,
stuff.
I really think for him to totally shut down Tryndamere, he's going to need more help from Rengar.
So do you think that Extreme Plyo should maybe just camp that top lane and hope the downhill pushes out?
Ooh. This is an action-heavy bot lane.
Yeah, Vayne tumbles to the side, tries to go back in under Thresh. Gets a little damage down, Thresh sitting pretty low. Lulu has to back off, but we do see Blue Dream Fiend coming in on that Elise. Lulu trying to bait or do something. Blue Dream Fiend comes in, he repels, he goes on to GOG Bill. GOG Bill flashes, the Death Sentence actually grabs one of Elise's spiders, and they get away clean.
Yeah, I really think N should do his best to not try and trade with Tryndamere. Just farm.
Looks like he's trying to do that, but Tryndamere just keeps wanting to go in on him, do what he can, and
Yeah, if you're gonna fight Tryndamere, make sure it's when he has no stack.
yeah. He's just gonna keep trying to heal up with that Bloodlust. So far, the farm war across the board, except for in the jungle, is going in favor of TCG. But then again, Elise did try to stay at the bottom for a little bit to try to get that gank off. Lulu gets back to lane.
Yeah, and despite Rengar's maybe not first blood, but kill on Tryndamere, Cho'Gath right now is really far behind in CS.
Yeah. And Tryndamere is just a lot more aggressive than Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath really just wants to farm. And
Yeah. And Trend's early game damage is just absolutely horrendous.
yeah. In the bot lane, Calvini just came back and used a couple glitter lances, got everybody on max Herbalism side nice and low, sending them back to base. Vayne able just to farm up, and right now with a pretty heavy lead in CS against that Caitlyn.
Yeah, Rengar's got a lot on his plate at this point. He has a lot of lanes that are gonna start losing hard pretty soon if nothing else happens.
Yeah. Zig's doing exactly what you said, pushing pretty heavily, but Nidalee doing what you can to keep up in CS. No problems there. She's pretty easy time in lane. I'm waiting for the next big engage. I think we're going to see something happen in this bottom lane. If Thresh can land a death sentence or something. Right now, Lulu's all by herself.
And you know what? Trend went and got a second Doran's Blade, which I think is kind of goofy. And doing a great job keeping the minions on
In his
away
favor.
from the tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Some next level shit, and
Tryndamere is level 6 now, so if Rengar does gank, they're going to have a tough time taking him out.
yeah, I think Rengar should really leave N up there. N looks like he knows how to control the movement of the lane.
Yeah,
Just
so
let
as
him
long as
farm.
he can farm, he'll be a nice big Cho come team fights.
Nice big what?
He'll become a nice big Cho.
Oh.
Oh, the Lantern comes out. Rengar chooses not to take it. He uses his ult. He comes in. He gets the kill onto Lulu. They do a lot of damage onto Hazelaw, but he barriers most of it. Blue Dream Fiend comes in. He lands the cocoon against Rengar. Rengar will go down to Vayne as they switch to GOG Bill. Vayne getting a lot of damage off. Picks up that double kill. Hazelaw sitting really low. They try to give the kill to Vayne, and she actually gets it with the flash after the fresh flashes. So great job there by TCG.
Right,
and
great
Hazelaw
counter
now.
gank by Elise.
Yeah. Hazelaw now, triple kill. Sitting on a lot of gold with that 20 CS lead as well.
Yeah, so their triple tank line, you know, if Rengar builds tanky, which so far he isn't, but
Yeah, he's rushing straight for that Elder Lizard.
right, but he should, I think, by late game be pretty tanky.
Yeah.
Vayne gets big though. Cho'Gath Thresh and Rengar aren't really gonna do much against her.
Yeah, Rengar coming into the blue side jungle here, and he's just gonna take that blue buff as the
Great
least
steal.
pretty far away. Smart move there by Extreme Plyo picking that up.
Blue heading on over though.
Yeah. And Spider's gonna be pretty sad right now as he actually can't even
Aw.
repel into the minions there as Extreme Plyo pulled them away. Back in the top lane, Cho'Gath actually doing a little bit of damage on the Tryndamere. As they just continue farming and doing their thing. It's just a lot of farming going on, and Zig's pushing and Nidalee doing what you can to pick up that farm. Still keeping up pretty easily. Although Cho'Gath is still 30 CS down in that top lane. Calvini getting some damage onto Caitlyn.
Right, and that's fine as long as he doesn't start giving up kills or losing towers.
Right.
Even if he's down in CS, as long as he keeps Trin up there and he's fine, and he's not getting towers, he's not getting kills, then he's doing his job.
Yeah. Thresh gets engaged on by Vayne, but just walks away after taking a pretty hefty chunk of damage there. Lulu steps on a trap and gets death sentenced by Thresh and then flayed backwards, but Vayne just goes right in, gets all 3 stacks of her silver bolts, and then jumps, pins him into the wall. Rengar just comes into the lane and just kills Lulu instantly.
Yeah, I think that was a really actually bad call. He should have gone just ham on Vayne.
Yeah, he probably could have picked up that kill pretty quick.
Right.
Right now,
and,
Vayne.
and more importantly, maybe have saved Thresh.
Yeah. But they drew trade 1-for-1, however, Vayne sitting 4-0. It's gonna be pretty scary
Yeah,
coming
but
out of the
they
lane.
can't just go even. They need to shut down
Yeah.
Vayne, otherwise it's gonna get bad real quick.
Blue Dream Fiend trying to look for some counter jungling. Oh, just puts a ward over by the blue.
And I'm not quite sure when that pink got placed, but we'll have to see how long that stays there.
Blue Dream getting a nice bit of damage onto Extreme Plyo, but just comes right back down. Comes of it. Lulu using his her sweeping lens to pick there. I don't. Do you refer to their gender by the champion or the person playing champion? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mid tower goes down.
A lot of damage going in on the Geogen build there. But, yeah. Ziggs and Elise, they can push pretty hard, so they just do that with Rengar 2 low.
This is getting rough.
Yeah, Tryndamere right now doing some proxy farming against Cho'Gath as Vayne just goes in and picks up the kill with
Hayes
Lulu.
just completely outplaying them at this point.
Yeah. So Hayes Law sitting really strong at 5-0 with 30 CS over his counterpart here on a Vayne. He's just snowballing.
Equivalent to about 2,300 gold advantage right now.
That is a huge lead.
Pretty big.
And I mean, they have leads like that all over the board. Tryndamere's up 1,000 gold on Cho'Gath, and Elise is actually down from Rengar. But
You know, I think this is a bad call from N. N's missing out on all this CS. He's not going to kill him.
yeah, he's trying to
I
fight
think he's
down.
going to lose a trade.
Can't really do anything. Downhill just walks back into the jungle. Goes back onto Thresh. Or, I mean, onto Cho'Gath. Thresh applying some pressure there, but they're not going to be able to catch him. Nidalee's making her way up top. But Tryndamere still has his ultimate. There's no way they can do anything here. Forcing the flash though with that Cho'Gath Q. In the mid lane, Blue Dream Fiend actually going in on a Extreme Plyo, getting a lot of damage down. The flash comes after the auto attack already released from Elise here, and he just picks up that kill as he walks away.
Yeah, so Blue Definitely not feeding right now.
No.
Rango's got 2 deaths, so.
Yeah. Looks like I was a little closer, although it's really Thresh here who's died 4 times, and he's going to be seen here by Elise. Elise goes right in, does quite a bit of damage. Thresh is brought down to half health. Ziggs using the ultimate to put Thresh into a bad position, and just goes down to Ziggs there. So they're just running away with this game.
Yep, this is getting out of hand for them.
And backing in the top lane. Nidalee trying to do something by trying to go on to Ziggs. Does quite a bit of damage, brings Ziggs down to really low. The barrier comes out from Ziggs, and Nidalee...
a good auto attack.
Beautify!
But the story of the game is Vayne here, just running around the jungle, picking up everything.
Yeah, I think Rengar was actually a pretty bad pick.
Yeah. 6-0 Vayne right now. Thresh trying to make something happen, scares him off. So is there really anything Max Herb can do to win this game?
No, they just lose.
So they just need like a huge throw from TCG,
Yeah.
and even then, a Vayne this fed is...
And it's not only that, it's downhill is going to get outrageous. I feel like they honestly lost the game at pick phase to a certain degree.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Because like, what are they going to do versus downhill?
There's 2 hyper carries on the side of TCG. Death Sentence actually missing. They kind of needed that. But a lot of damage coming in onto Downhill. Downhill uses his ultimate. He tries to kill Rengar. Rengar uses the shield to get away, but he gets ignited. Taken down by Ziggs. The flake comes out from Thresh. There goes the box. Everybody runs into it, but that's not enough. They just blow him up. Lulu picking up that kill.
Yeah, I feel like they need a better answer for Tryndamere. They can't just be like, okay, you know, you're Tryndamere, we're just going to give you a tank and hopefully you can't kill him.
Yeah.
They need to have a plan besides, you know, surviving lane. I don't see them winning team fights at this point.
Yeah, Caitlyn trying to make something happen in the bot lane, but Hazellaw's just going to chase him down. There's nothing GeoJabil can do right here, and he's going to die. There's nothing. The teleport comes out from Cho'Gath, but Cho'Gath might die now too. If Vayne chooses to follow here. And he will, but it looks like Rengar and Thresh are on their way, and they force Hazelaw off. Flashes the Cho'Gath Rupture, and then moves way down the lane. The Bolo hits from Rengar. The Death Sentence dodged by Hazelaw. Hazelaw takes quite a bit of damage there from the Rengar jump, and there he's going to go. Oh, he barriers, gets away, and it's going to go to Rengar. So big shutdown there, but at the same time, by sending the 3 people down there, TCG just takes the top tower.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really a game plan right now for Max Herb. They're just kind of, you know, there's a Vayne, chase the Vayne, but in a macro sense, they're slowly, well, maybe not slowly, but, you know, losing the game.
Nidalee doing quite a bit of damage onto Tryndamere as Cocoon comes out from Elise, stopping Nidalee. Elise taking quite a bit of damage, but dishing the same amount back. Forced to repel, but will come down in the same place, and beautiful spear!
Great spear.
Perfectly timed there.
Downhill sitting on not that much gold actually, so.
Yeah, he's not too far ahead of Cho'Gath, but I mean, he's still just going to be a nuisance. He has that static shift, he can just push on.
Yeah, I really don't know why he didn't rush that Bork, especially against somebody like Cho'Gath.
And he's not even building it now. He went for a.
No, he's going for either IE or Bloodthirster, most likely Bloodthirster. That double Doran's rush I think was pretty unusual. I think he just got there after being killed by Rengar and said, "Well, I want to buy something."
Yeah, do some damage, duel a bit. It's actually a sight word here from TCG that they're slowly trying to pick at. Nidalee tries to go in onto Lulu, but Hazelaw pushes him right into the wall as they switch to Rengar when he tries to save the day. At least pick that up. Repels in, goes on to Thresh, but ends up on a trap. Hazelaw thinking about diving there, but just ends up running around. I mean, look at Tryndamere right now. Like, Max Herb can't do anything. And with a really aggressive flash, misses the rupture. Hazelaw switches right onto Nidalee. Lulu ult comes down onto Vayne. Vayne sitting really big. I always forget how big Lulu makes targets.
Lulu gets taken down by Kate.
The Q jump from Blue Dream Fiend's Elise actually dodges the Kate ultimate, which kills Lulu in the end. But Hazelaw just picks up another kill there. Sitting at 8-1 on Vayne. Blue Dream Fiend!
What a man!
Huge flash there. And
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
this game's over. Rengar comes in onto Vayne. Vayne is just trying to duel it, but the burst from Rengar takes her down.
Yeah, I mean, this is best case scenario for their team comp. If you can generate enough pressure where Downhill can just do his own thing, and you need all 5 people from the opposing team just to handle Vayne, I don't see any way of them coming back from this.
Yeah.
Downhill's just going to get out of control. Right now with a ADCS lead over Cho'Gath.
Yeah, and it's equating to 2,300 gold in his favor. So he's slowly becoming more and more fed to the point where they're going to need multiple people to take down Tryndamere. They're going to need multiple people to take down Vayne. There's just...
And you just can't do it. As long as they stay on opposing ends of the map, they win.
Ziggs doing what he can to throw some harass out, push the waves. Nidalee's fishing for spears, but can't get anything.
And you know, late game, I think it's purely a composition issue.
Yeah.
But late game, they're not going to have any damage.
Caitlyn forced to use that barrier after getting hit by a Glitter Lance and some Zig bombs, and then that big bomb from Ziggs. I always forget the name of that. Mega Inferno bomb. That's easy enough to remember. Nidalee's spears, while they can do a lot, she's not really hitting all too much. TCG making that move towards Dragon.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Looking for a team fight. Oh! Caitlyn uses the net to try to get away, but ends up running straight into the cocoon. Hazel trying to do stuff, gets actually death sentenced into tower range. He might go down, he actually gets Lulu ulted. Elise follows through, dives into the tower, picks up the kill onto Thresh as Rengar picks up Lulu.
Oh, Blue! Blue starts to feed.
Blue team double kill.
But then look at Tryndamere, he's just like, I don't care, goes right into the base, picks up 2 kills there. And now ends all alone versus the pushing power of Ziggs and then the fed Vayne.
Yeah, probably gonna get 1 turret, then have to back off.
Vayne tries to get the condemn off, unable to do so.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
The Cho'Gath pick, I haven't seen Cho'Gath in so long and he really just...
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I mean, it's N, so I don't think he's mains top or plays top very often, so it's probably just a champ pick, not so much a role pick.
Yeah, I don't really know what their positions are. I know that N does play a lot of AD carry and he's pretty good at that. And then GOG Bill, I believe, has played mid before for this team. But last week I don't think he played mid because I think they subbed in somebody who played mid. So I don't really know where anybody sits, but...
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult since they don't have Max.
Yeah. A huge playmaker, does a lot of stuff for them. The slow comes out onto Nidalee. Nidalee forced to take that Thresh Lantern away. Blue Dream Fiend just chilling in a pretty deep position. Caitlyn ult comes out, brings Ziggs down to half health.
Downhill just pushing the bot lane.
Yeah, there's really no answer for this split push comp. They don't really have any hard engage unless they can get Thresh, but then they have nothing to really follow that up except for Rengar, who's like full damage.
This is, I think, the third buff stolen from Downhill.
Downhill looking to come in from the side, but ends up just walking away. Nidalee taking just a lot of damage from the minefield there. Downhill going in behind Rengar, taking that a lot of damage here. Geojabil trying to...
And I wish they went harder. Why not Rengar ult?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they
need
put a lot of damage on the
Yeah.
Tryndamere, but then they didn't follow it up, and Tryndamere's like, alright, I'm just gonna lifesteal it
They
back up. and go
really needed the opportunity to kill him and then immediately rotate top.
Yeah, because you look there, Nidalee and Caitlyn come to that bot lane, and Vayne just pushes out to the inhib turret. Rengar uses his ultimate, but I don't really make anything happen. Jumps onto Vayne. Vayne just deals so much damage, gets the condemn up, destroys Hazelol, turns around, destroys Thresh. There's just nothing at this point Max Herbalism can do.
A little bit of a misplay for Thresh not to run up and flay. Instead, just goes for the hook instead, misses it, and Rengar gets destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, they try to go hard onto the 3 of TCG in the top lane, but they miss pretty much everything, and Hazelol is free to do whatever he wants. Blue Dream Fiend tries to go in, goes in a little deep, takes a couple tower hits.
Meanwhile, Downhill's been bot all along, about to get this inhibitor.
Tower moves forward. Rengar gets the bolo onto Blue Dream Fiend. Blue Dream Fiend just turns around and he's like, alright, I'll do damage.
Wow.
Forces Rengar. No, just kills Rengar.
Worm God uses his W to knock Rengar closer to Vayne. Vayne kills Rengar from over the wall.
Great play there.
Purple team's
And this
inhibitor has
is
been destroyed.
Man, happy to just do some damage to the turrets. Takes out the first Nexus turret. Downhill will go down after getting death sentenced into the fountain. Both Nexus turrets are down. Vayne is still at full health, so he's happy to just sit here and do as much as he can. He uses ult, tumbles right into choke, condemns him backwards, and takes him out. Switches targets to Nidalee, does quite a bit. Actually takes quite a bit of damage from Caitlyn, but he just lifesteals back everything he can. And
Oh!
almost together, Blue Dream Fiend with a little laugh on Elise. But that's game. This is over. TCG played their comp amazingly well.
Yeah, we really need to see a change of composition for Max next game.
So what was the biggest issue they faced? What was holding them back? Because it was pretty much domination from the start from TCG.
I think Rengar, or their jungler for the next game, really needs to focus on bot lane. Because I think Hayes and Calvini just are inherently better players, and even if you get, you know, a matchup that you should lose, I think they'll pretty much win, if not for jungle intervention.
Right. And then that teleport from Cho'Gath wasn't really used in any...
No, and really needs to focus on top lane. Just
Yeah.
try to contribute as much as downhill. And I don't think he should do like such a reactionary pick as, you know, you go Tryndamere, okay, I'll go Cho'Gath and I'll just like sustain. Well, you're not going to contribute anything like compared to the pushing power of Trynd.
So they are in team select. I wonder if we're going to get invites or if we're going to have to do the same thing again.
Oh, please.
Waiting to hear back from players currently in the team select to see if we can actually get in on this. Otherwise we'll have to do what we did before. Before we couldn't get into the lobby, so we had to just read off the picks and bans. We might end up having to do that again. I'm getting no responses. I don't know if you're having any luck. They're trying to invite us. Rad Hazard is host. Hold on. Let's find out what the password is. No, did they invite you? They're saying it's bugged. Oh, Rad Hazard doesn't know the password, he just jammed keys. Oh, he invited me. I can't get in. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I can't get in from the invites, so we'd have. Well, we're going on to game 2 for the UOLCS match between TCG and Maximum Herbalism. God, I hate saying that name. It's such a mouthful. But we can't seem to get into the picks and bans lobby through invite. We're going to try to get in manually, but it looks like we don't know the password. Game 1 went to a very dominant TCG side. Max Herbalism looking for the win to bring it to a 3-game series.
So the bans so far have been Syndra, Wukong, Renekton, Vi, and Yasuo.
So those are all the same bands?
Yep.
Or no?
Yep.
Yeah, those are all the same bands.
And Kassadin, exact same bans.
Yeah. So both teams content in sticking with their choices from the first match.
Yeah, I don't think they had any trouble with the bans. I think the bans are solid. They really just need to change their picks.
So what do you think Max Herbalism needs to do against something like the Tryndamere top lane, if TCG decides to go with that again?
I don't know. I think N is first and foremost trying to pick something safe.
Yeah.
Based probably primarily on his how unsure he is in the top lane.
Yeah.
And I think he should, you know, basing on the assumption that if you don't shut downhill down, you lose the game, I think he should play something more aggressive. Play something with kill potential, unlike Joe.
Do we know any of the picks yet?
Nope.
As far as junglers go, what would you like to see instead of a Rengar? Since that didn't
pretty
work out
much
too well?
anything other than
Yeah,
Rengar.
anything.
Don't go AD Rengar.
Yeah, we've seen Tank Rengar come out in a lot of the professional scene, although he's fallen out of favor and
Yeah, no.
as of late. So
Rengar's champion is pretty non-existent right now.
yeah, and even when you do see it, they just build Very tanky.
Yeah, I think
Incredibly
it's
hard
just
to
an
take out.
unfortunate week for Max Herbalism. They're probably going to get in the finals the way they're playing right now. It's just, you've got players on uncomfortable roles. Their MVP is, MIA.
Yeah, he was actually missing last week, and they still managed to do well. But max level herb does bring a lot to the table for maximum herbalism. I mean, they're even named after the guy. So I know the picks for TCG's sides in no particular order. They're Lee, Corky, Janna, Draven, Nasus. That's very odd.
Okay, say that again.
Lee Sin, Corky, Janna, Draven, and Nasus
For what team?
for TCG.
Yeah, I feel like they are very confident they're going to win this no matter
So
what.
I assume they're going to
Jamful.
put. I'm thinking they're going to put Nasus in the jungle, Lee Sin in the mid lane, Draven top, because I know that downhill does play that quite a bit, and then put Corky Janna in the bot lane. Seems pretty ridiculous, but
Wait, who did you say would be mid?
Lee Sin.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Then put Nasus in the jungle.
I think Nas is going to go top. I think Lee Sin is going to be
In the
Lee
jungle.
Sin is going to be in the jungle. Corky is going to go AP mid.
Oh, maybe they could do that.
Hayes is going to be
I always
Draven.
forget AP Corky can still sort of exist.
And what was the possible support? Oh, Janna. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the lineup.
And then for maximum herbalism, we have Thresh, Kate, Gragas, Kha'Zix, and Trundle. Oh, and they're in game, so we can spectate this now.
Trundle. I think that's a much better pick for N.
So we're gonna have Wormgod on Lee Sin in the jungle, Hazelaw on Corky. He'll probably go mid with that, you're right. Calvini playing that Nasus in the top lane. Blue Dream Fiend actually going on support with Janna, and then downhill playing Draven. Most likely as the AD carry. Very odd team comp,
Pretty goofy.
but if they play as well as they did before, like, we could see a similar thing happening.
Right. This is kind of like a maximum disrespect comp, I think.
Yeah. And then Max Herbalism switching their jungle to Kha'Zix's jungle, that's
Much
pretty
better.
strong. A lot of pressure he can apply.
And they're switching it up.
Yeah, and actually going into that bot lane with Caitlyn. He's very comfortable on Caitlyn. We've seen him play that before.
Was Red Hazard the Thresh last game?
Yeah, he was. And then instead of Nidalee, they're picking Gragas for the mid lane, and then Extreme Plyo is going into that top lane. I've seen Extreme Plyo play top lane before. I've never seen him play Trundle. I've seen him play Wukong a whole bunch. But Trundle's one of those top laners that you can't really, destroy.
Well, yeah.
No, especially against like a
If
Nasus.
you
that can't
if
really-
you don't shut him down, he's
Yeah.
gonna be a threat all game.
And with that ultimate, he can take out so much resistances against everybody. But looks like TCG is going to try to do something similar that they did last game with a Nasus who can just farm up and become big and try to push all day, and with the teleport come in when necessary.
Alright, let's try again. Who do you think is gonna be the biggest feeder?
I don't know. Maybe Nasus in the top lane for TCG.
Oh. Yeah. I think that's a good call.
Because
Still
if
gonna go
Kha'Zix,
Blue
if
Dream,
Kha'Zix come in and they get a good pillar off from Trundle, Nasus is just gonna drop in the early game.
Yeah. And I don't know how Cutthroat Calvini is at top lane.
Right.
The top lane is pretty mechanics heavy, and we'll see how that goes.
Right. Then, so you're thinking Blue Dream is gonna
Yep.
feed
Yep.
on that Janna. I don't know. Janna Draven just has like a ton of damage they can do with a shield going on Draven if he has a spinning axis. So they might be able to just get away by doing a ton of upfront damage.
Yeah, I know Blue did great last game, but I'm pretty sure it was just a fluke and that he's, you know, gonna feed this game. As
What's
he
your
normally
beef
does.
with Blue, man?
Pretty sure, dude.
Alright, as far as skins
You don't know
go,
my prediction? That's my prediction.
as far as skins go, 4-2 in favor of TCG. Calvini dropping the ball here and going with just a vanilla Nasus.
Somewhat vanilla.
Well, I mean,
VU Nasus.
yeah. He looks kind of weird. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's like doing this weird squat thing. At least that's what it looks
Dude.
like.
Don't make fun of my dog, okay?
Alright. Perf Rider Corky, classic.
Yeah, that is AD Corky.
Is ours Runes AD?
Yep. Yep.
Alright. So we're not gonna.
And Draven has
Skate
a
Corky.
rune page that says Irelia top.
So. I don't know what we're gonna see. Well, he probably just has some armor on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really an Irelia top rune page, but
Oh, maybe just never changed the name.
it's got some lifesteal.
I know that back when Downhill was on the team with me and I supported him, he really liked playing that Draven. So I know he's not
Rave.
a bad player, so should have a pretty dominant bottom lane. But TCG is sitting on a lot of attack damage with their comp.
Mhm.
So we'll see how maximum herbalism tries to build into that. If TCG having a ton of attack damage will affect the game.
I'm like trying to order the champions, and I'm just like getting confused. I'm like, wait.
And they do have a bit of a weird composition here. I'm just considering. Looking at the items, pretty standard for the champions being played. Thresh going for the coin early instead of something like a Durin shield that Janna's picking up.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
As the game pauses, I wonder what the deal is.
Oh,
I'm talking in chat, but I don't have chat up. I'm gonna
yeah.
look at it.
Someone's like, I gotta pee real bad. And if supposedly they picked Nasus just because I'm casting, so you know, thank you for that. Don't don't play bad, please. Show me the full capability of the dog.
I don't think I've ever seen Calvini play anything but support, so this should be
Yeah.
interesting. Talking about going to the bathroom, wasting everyone's time here with this pause. What the heck, guys?
I could eat some pizza.
So, if we look at the minimap, everyone is just kind of lining up. What do you think's gonna happen? Who do you think's gonna get first blood?
I think Gragas is gonna be all Red Rovers and Corky right over, and Corky's gonna go and like first blood on the tower and just suicide, and then I think that's how that first blood's gonna go.
It's a interesting prediction.
Well, because they're all in a line, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I get it. Kind of funny.
Oh, there goes the pause.
I really want to see a gank top lane from Kha'Zix and then take out Nasus. I think that's totally possible with Trundle having that ignite and the damage that Kha'Zix can do coming from the jungle.
Downhill lying to us and opting for a number 2.
In other people calling out for a reporting of downhill for ghosting. Is he
We got
actually watching this?
invade.
Yeah, Max Herbalism
Oh,
invading
CLG
here
Worm
onto-
God. Oh,
onto
Worm
the
God.
blue. He doesn't move when he sees the trap. He's actually even
He
here.
is
He gets death
AFK.
sentence, dies. First blood going to the 80 carry of Maximum Herbalism.
Yeah, Trundle, you need to start running back. There we go.
Yeah, was CLG Worm God even ready for that? Because he just didn't even move when he started getting attacked when the Caitlyn thing came up. But his team was the one that started the pause.
Yeah, you know.
So I don't know,
have
maybe
no
just
idea.
bad communication there.
Calvini misses a Q. There we go.
Damage being traded back and forth in the mid lane. So that first blood on Caitlyn, do you think that's going to have an impact in this game? That first blood?
I think it could. Especially since downhill spot. And you really got a CS, dude.
Ooh, CLG the Worm God goes straight to the blue buff of Max Herbalism and picks that up before Kha'Zix gets around to go there. But he does have the blue buff from TCG. Corki doing quite a bit of damage to Gragas.
Yeah.
Gragas forced to use a lot of mana
Why, thank you.
to try to farm and do what he can.
Why, thank you.
Thresh just running straight into Draven trying to pick up his souls. Takes quite a bit of damage.
And
Kha'Zix is coming towards that mid lane. We could see a gank onto Corki. Corki gets hit by the Gragas Q, but just Valkyries away.
yeah, Corki's gonna be really hard to gank.
Yeah.
Take that.
I really would have liked to see Kha'Zix go top there, as Nasus is pushed really far, but now that they know where Kha'Zix is. Kha'Zix goes to that middle lane. They get the slow onto Corki. Corki Valkyrie is dodging out the damage from Kha'Zix's jump. So poorly timed there by Kha'Zix. He probably could have waited for the Valkyrie and then tried to make
I
something
feel like
happen.
he really should have flashed on Hayes. And at least forced the flash.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Worm God. Making a visit mid.
Decides to
run
go bottom. Yeah. And Thresh pushed up pretty far, but they do have the ward on that river. The Flay comes out. Kha'Zix is here. They force the flash from down. No, from Janna. I don't know what I was going to say. Down. Lee Sin comes in, gets.
Flashes, E's, and then eats a Caitlyn trap.
Yeah, just ends up getting stuck down there in that bot lane, and nothing happens. It's both junglers just walk away. Kha'Zix sticking around. I don't know if he wants to try to make something happen. He comes back around Riverside. Just places the ward.
Why, thank you.
In that mid lane, Corki's still just harassing Gragas out. Gragas forced to use his Q to farm.
Gragas right now, 14 CS behind.
And forced to back.
Pretty big CS differential so far.
Yeah, Nasus is actually up on Trundle, even though Trundle pushed, so he's down quite a bit.
Oh, Calvini.
What's he doing?
I'm just critiquing his Q farm. Oh, you did it again. He keeps auto-attacking before he Qs. Press Q. So he auto-attacks and tries to kill a minion and then Qs.
Bot lane, they're just farming up.
Yeah, it's so far really kind of a dull game.
Yeah, not too much going on. I mean, we tried to see those early ganks, but nothing came of them.
Cavini deciding to back right now. He's sitting on 1,800 gold. I would like to see him start an Iceborne.
Well, and he builds a Glacial Shroud.
Yeah, good call for him to pick up the armor instead of the
Teleports back into lane. Tries to deal some damage to Trundle. Trundle doesn't really care. Lee Sin coming to that mid lane. Is he thinking about getting a gank? Kha'Zix is here for a counter gank, but they know where he is, and everybody just kind of walks back.
15 CS lead for mid. Haze on Corki. 10 CS lead for Nasus top.
Oh, in the
Draven
bot
gets
lane,
hooked.
Death Sentence goes off, the flay hits, but they just do some damage to Draven, and they just walk away. Not a big deal.
I think it's unusual for them to get like a good trade-off and then immediately back instead of zoning them.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they're doing here.
Well, they push the wave and decide to go do double golems, and then...
Is that
Nah,
common to do?
I don't know, I feel like they could have just kept pressuring TCG back, but TCG pushed the wave back, so after doing the doubles, they put everything in his tower.
Worm God steps in the lane and gets chunked to about 50%.
Greg is sitting pretty low himself, takes quite a bit of damage from Corki. Corki was hoping he was going to go like balls deep and dive, but he holds back.
And he really shouldn't hesitate to dive, you know, Gragas doesn't have much anything left and
Yeah, his ultimate's down. I mean, he does have
Yeah,
that
his
flash
ult's
and ignite, so he could potentially dodge something and pick it up.
yeah, he's just doing so much damage at this point though.
Yeah,
Calvini really starting to accrue a huge gold lead top.
Yeah, it's mostly in last hitting, because I noticed Trundle has been missing quite a bit.
He really shouldn't be so scared to trade with him. Every single time he's Q up, you know, their playstyle is really similar, you know. Trundle gets close, tries to zone, sits on top of enemy minions, that kind of thing.
Oh, and actually
Wow,
picks up the kill
and great kill.
onto Lee Sin, and Blue keeps
They need it
resetting.
back. They need it
They're right
back.
able to get it. Blue Dream
Oh,
Fiend
and.
using
Good escape.
Janna's ultimate there to push everybody off of them. But nice ult there by Caitlyn to pick that up against Lee Sin. And with 2 kills. He is down 14 CS, but gold difference is made up with those kills.
What I was saying about top lane is they both have the exact same playstyle as Trundle and Nasus. Is that they've got this low cooldown, low mana Q.
In the bot lane, Kha'Zix tries to go in onto Janna. Janna takes quite a bit of damage, happy to tank it all. Goes down to N in the end, but Draven now getting engaged on by Kha'Zix. The death sentence misses from Thresh. Draven just happy to try to pick that up. He's gonna switch and actually try to take out Kha'Zix. He takes out Kha'Zix. The shield comes out from Lee
And
Sin.
he doesn't
He's
run
trapped
for
in
the
tower.
turret.
Yeah. He gets,
They
he gets
really
minion
misplayed
blocked.
that. They all filed one by one, downhill
Right
doing
into
constant damage. You know, not the best play from.
Ultimate comes out from Gragas. Gragas pushes him into the wall, body slams, gets the ignite off, but Corki.
Great kill.
Oh, damn! The last tick, the walk away from Gragas. He knows he had it.
Perish.
Calvini, just Q him. Scared to Q a champion.
He's sitting low on mana. I think he's trying to just farm.
Q actually doesn't eat up any mana. You know, weird trick about Nasus. Nobody knows. Decent amount of sacks so far in the game. Almost 200 at 12 minutes.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Sitting at 88 farm.
Calvini beginning to turn me on in the top lane.
It's just something about that dog.
I like dogs. What can I say?
So Draven, after that triple kill, picks up that Bloodthirster. That's a huge damage spike for him. The flame missing for Draven, I mean Thresh, but he actually just goes down. But he does bring downhill into the tower range. He will get down or drop down by N with that Peacemaker there. And trying to chase after Janna, but Janna does have that movement speed. He actually decides to go in, forcing N to take quite a bit of minion damage.
And you know what? Nothing depresses me more than seeing Zach with so few deaths.
You just have it out for him this series. He's been playing pretty well in both games right now.
You know, I've really expected him to die more.
Draven with some
I would really back if I were you, Kate.
It looks like nope, she's sticking around, popping some health pots. In the top lane, though, we see Chundle and Kha'Zix try to go on to Calvini, but Calvini just runs
Yeah,
back.
and they really could have just kept going, I think.
I mean, he has no mana left. He has to use that on his ultimate. And I don't know.
Chundle just used his ultimate, so he was tanky.
And almost going down in the bot lane, but
Yeah,
it
downhill accidentally attacks the tower instead of in.
probably could have picked that up.
Worm God hiding in the corner there. See if they can bait it out.
Hazelaw trying to bait him towards that side there. But Gragas having none of it. He senses something. Gets a Q off, gets Corki.
Kha'Zix waiting there too.
Kha'Zix is here for the possible counter gank. Lee Sin trying to switch sides, drops the ward, sees Kha'Zix, and now they all know each other. Now they all know everybody's there.
So far, a really even game.
Yeah. Draven goes in onto Rad Hazard's Thresh, but takes quite a bit of damage from Caitlyn there. Caitlyn taking
Someone
tons
just got
of minions.
Iceborne.
And
He just
Calvini,
turns on the pressure like that.
with the damage spike from that Iceborne, brings Extreme Plyo way down. Wait, did that just look like Extreme Plyo did like a laugh spam?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, the casket misses in the mid lane for Gragas.
Great
Gragas forced
flash.
to flash after the ward jump, trying to get that Dragon Rage kick to push Gragas into Corki, but Gragas doesn't want any of that. Kha'Zix running through that mid lane. These two pink wards for
Lasted
TCG
forever.
are still going.
Oh,
Oh, he doesn't go in the bush. You didn't see it. That's
Great gold blessing.
Thank you.
very efficient.
Junglers, mental note. Always check those things when you walk by them.
Hazelaw going straight in onto Gragas, has plenty of damage, brings him to about half. Corki just absolutely dominating this mid lane as far as just pushing Gragas out over and over again, although Gragas does have that kill on him. And with most of the kills on Max Herbalism's team, still behind in farm, but that's quite a bit. He's behind about 1,000 gold though to Draven. The slow comes out from Janna onto Thresh. Thresh takes a little bit of damage, but
Why, thank you.
Downhill decides to farm rather than go in and push the wave. This Bloodthirster's max stacks now, so Draven is really strong. The box comes out as they dive under the tower. Lee Sin's there to follow it up and doing a great job trying to get around, but it's not enough as Draven takes him out. Draven taking so many tower hits, goes really low, forced to bury. A Worm got brought back into the tower, played under the into the damage, but then Gragas
joins the fight.
Kha'Zix is here, but is he going to be able to find anybody? No, he just drops a word to try, and Looks like TCG's gonna back out. Corki actually doing a ton of damage onto Thresh. He's gonna pick that kill up, and he just gets out clean. It's that Janna shield doesn't take anything. Everybody drops or dodge.
So far in this series, Nasus kills Trundle top. So far in this series, really kind of questionable engages by Thresh. You know, Thresh desperate to get that hook off, and it didn't really seem like Gragas or Kha'Zix was that interested in actually landing the hook. So a little bit of lack of communication there.
Yeah. I don't know if what Rad has with his play in the past, but Thresh isn't really suiting his playstyle right now.
Yeah, so far not working out that great.
And that's going to be a top turret.
He's actually the biggest feeder 2 games in a row.
Purple team has slain the
There was no chance there for Max Herbalism to contest that dragon, as the gold lead's just spiraling in favor of TCG in this game. Up 6k.
Is Blue gonna die? Nope.
Oh,
It times it perfectly with the W. Cancels Kha'Zix.
yeah, swats the
lead.
Kha'Zix dunk. Gragas just tries to do something mid lane by getting some damage out on that tower, but Corki's
Yeah,
there.
and all things equal, they should have turned this into a win.
There's 3 people here in the mid lane. They jump onto Corki. Corki Valkyries away, and they're unable to do anything. Rad Hazard really needed to come at the same time as Kha'Zix.
Well, Gragas really needed to just commit to holding that.
Yeah.
You know, not that much communication so far, or no,
I
not a
feel
lot of
like
evidence.
Zeke's went in there and nobody else knew. Oh, great death sentence by Thresh. Thresh goes in. The casket pushes Corki into the wall. He sports the flash. The ignites on. He actually gets shielded by both Janna and Lee Sin. Janna!
Wow!
What happened there? The Dragon Rage pushes Gragas a little bit backwards, and then Janna ults, pushing him backwards even further. He takes the tower hits, goes down to Corki.
Stacking those knockbacks. On the flip side, a lot of coordination on the side of TCG.
They're really working hard to just keep taking this one. Draven with a commanding CS lead over Caitlyn. It's a ton of damage with those spinning axes.
Right. He is red buff
Thresh
right now.
is here. They're gonna try to maybe do something, but Janna actually comes in and slows Thresh. Thresh is trapped. He runs right into everybody, and just the damage from Draven right now is crazy. He has that static shiv. He has that bloodthirster fully stacked. Downhill playing very well on Draven. Goes in straight onto Gragas, but finds Trundle. Kha'Zix jumps in on him. He might get away here. He gets shielded by Janna and by Lee Sin. He actually goes down to Gragas. The Caitlyn ult goes.
Nasus teleports from behind, so we'll see what
Nasus
happens
is
there.
behind them. They don't know he's there. He comes in. He actually flashes to go onto Kha'Zix, using that Iceborne Gauntlet to do a ton of damage. Takes out Kha'Zix. Hazewall is here, but he's sort of being.
They try to sandwich them.
Yeah. And they turn right onto N and Extreme Plyo's Trundle. Trundle goes down instantly to that Nasus Q. And Lee Sin finds N with that Q and goes in, and they just want to give the double kill to Calvini's Nasus. So just great
Calvini,
job following up
4-0.
everything. Hazelaw trying to trap Gragas. Gragas taking that lantern away. Gets back to the tower, back to safety. But huge fight in favor of TCG as their gold lead just continues to expand. Still the red buff. So I mean, is this the same thing as last game right now?
It took a lot more time to ramp up. Yeah.
So what do we need to see on the side of Max Herbalism? Is there really anything they
I
can
really
do?
need to see like coordinated aggression. You know, right now they feel very reactionary and they're not really responding to.
So Calvini finding Kha'Zix in the jungle takes him down to half health with the Q and some auto attacks.
He's in deep though.
Oh, yep, and everybody's there. The death sentence actually hits, but the flay comes out way too early, missing. They get the casket, pushing Nasus into the wall, and Kha'Zix actually picking up that kill after almost dying.
Calvini,
Meanwhile,
kind of
quite a bit of
impressive.
damage coming out from Caitlyn here onto Draven, but forced to walk away as Janna comes in. Oh wow, forced to just great aggression and knowing the damage he can do from downhill's Draven here. Blue Dream trying to heal up, doing what he can, but he will go down to that ignite. The shield almost saving him, but just too late. Draven just diving towers, flashes body slam.
Man.
Great mechanics there, flashing that body slam and not taking that damage from the slow, and just able to turn around, heal back up that bloodlust.
Calvini turns me off with a reckless dive on Memphis, and downhill turns you right back on.
That was great play from Draven there. Draven actually trying to look for more coming around the back, but he'll just walk through. And this is going to be a tower for
Blue team's turret has been
TCG.
destroyed.
They are up 10k right now, and the gold lead just seems to be going up and up and up. Looking across the board at gold real quick. Oh wait, Hazelaw going in onto that Caitlyn, forced to use his barrier, wants to get something, but just ends up dying. Too much
My God,
Draven dashes for the wall, gets the kill onto Trundle, and actually gets pushed away from the casket.
Doesn't
saving
even stop
him.
CSing. He is in
And
such
he just
slow
goes back-
mode right now.
Downhill really showing off here with this,
Becoming one with the game, downhill on Draven.
looking extremely comfortable on that Draven. Looking at the gold real quick, Draven has 5k on Caitlyn, actually, as the tornado finds Gragas, but they're unable to do it. So Draven's up 5k on Caitlyn, 5,000 gold.
You know, I gotta wonder why Hayes is playing AD carry instead of top when downhill looks this good on an AD carry. Like, all joking aside, downhill is pretty fucking sexy right now.
But the thing is that just because he's practiced on Draven, or
Slain the dragon.
So get him Draven.
does he have some...
I mean, I've seen him carry on tons of AD. I just don't
I mean, he used
understand.
to play AD carry when he played on my team in the last term. So.
I mean, no offense to him, I think that his AD carry is way stronger than his top.
Thresh taking quite a bit of damage. The casket coming off onto Hazelaw. He forced the Valkyrie out, takes a Gragas Q. Everybody just heals Hazelaw. Taking that Caitlyn ace.
Fresh hook's not quite on point.
Yeah.
Calvini, dude.
He just knows
a
he can beat
dog.
him. He just knows he can beat him up.
Yeah, Nass is definitely one of the hardest
Hazelaw
to
actually
game.
diving into the tower, doing quite a bit of damage on both Caitlyn and Gragas. He's using his ultimate there. What didn't seem like any reason at all.
And part of the great thing about an all AD comp is enormous sustain. Enormous sustain in Siege, especially paired with a champion like Janna.
Yeah, they both have those Bloodthirsters now, so if the wave comes, they just heal back up. Wormgod actually taking tower hits, but he just gets
Calvini diving,
Calvini taking quite a bit of damage from that Trundle.
and he can win this fight now.
Yeah,
He can
Trundle
win.
gets one more Q here, and the Wither comes out. Calvini wants it, but the slow comes out from Trundle. Nice job there, getting away from that.
Yeah, Trundle's ult is everything.
Yeah, a lot of action everywhere, and nothing coming of it. Oh, Janna actually making that.
Calvini's
ups
sitting
and
right now
downs.
on 470 stacks.
Rampage.
Meanwhile, Downhill is just tanking hits from everybody. Tries to kill the Gragas, ends up getting shut down. Blue Dream on that Janna, just spamming
Just
laugh,
trolling people.
doing what he wants to do. He had a nice little roam there going top lane, helping Calvini pick up that kill onto Trundle. 3 for 2 in that team fight in favor of TCG. Gold lead goes to 13k. I don't see...
No, they really just need to put somebody bot, generate some pressure, and meanwhile push wards really, really, really deep in these areas. And just take out Baron. Constantly bait Baron, try to get 5 people there, let bottom push. If they respond bottom, take Baron.
Alright, those pink wards. I mean, this is pretty ridiculous right now.
Yeah, I think they've been there all game.
They've been untouched since about 6 minutes into the game. So for the past 20 minutes, there's just been vision in the river. Although to be fair, there hasn't really been much chance for Max Herb to go into that river. Calvini just gets blown up by Trundle and Gragas. Lee Sin just tries to come in and do something, but they can't really do anything. Gets a bunch of damage down onto that Gragas. Gragas takes quite a bit.
Oh,
they go back in and pick up that kill right on the
downhill.
Meanwhile, Draven and Janna just wreck everybody. Calvini Valkyrie's over, Hazelhawk, Valkyrie's over, picks up the kill onto Gragas. Meanwhile, Thresh tries to kill,
Who's gonna get it? Oh, just barely.
there's way too much going on. The Janna actually picks that up using that red buff slow, getting the auto attacks off one after the other, and I mean this game is just over. Even though Trundle picked up that kill against Hazel on that top lane, Calvini coming in on Nasus, but good pillar there by Trundle. Get out of that. Although we could see Draven trying to meet Trundle somewhere, since they know where he is because of that ward.
They had vision of
It's
it.
actually not gonna go up there. Yeah, no, they knew exactly where he was. I think Draven could have just gone and picked up that kill. But he's just content to farm it. Oh my god! 2 auto attacks bring Kha'Zix down to 200 health.
I mean, what can Kha'Zix do at this point? He can't. He's not even an assassin. He's just kind of like a bitch right now compared to Draven.
Raven out.
Kha'Zix is way behind in gold, sitting at 6,000 gold. Although Thresh is actually sitting at only 6,000. Although he's 1 and 7, getting completely trashed here by TCG. In the bot lane, Wormgod goes in onto Caitlyn, does quite a bit of damage, gets knocked up from the Janna tornado, and the Q missing, but they just pick that up anyways. That Tiamat's on, or Ravenous Hydra, I guess, on Lee Sin as Max Herb brings 3 people to the top lane.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Calvini just walking around, doing what he can, but
Calvini, your
4
Nasus is
people are going to take him out.
pretty good, but my only recommendation is to use Q every time it comes up.
But while Max Herb sent 4 people to the top lane, TCG just goes and pushes down that inhibitor, picks up the kill on Trundle, and they just continue through. This could be the game right here if they get another couple kills. Draven dodging that Thresh hook, but Hazel takes it. The box comes out. Hazel took quite a bit of tower hits, and he will go down to that Peacemaker, actually picking up a double kill. Nice job by N there to pick up something. Goes in on to Lee Sin. Lee Sin taking quite a bit of damage. Goes down to Gragas. Gragas will survive, just barely sitting at less than 100 health. That tornado actually saving Janna's life, and he's able to get away.
And N having almost nearly... He doesn't really have any items. He has a Bloodthirster, a Last Whisper, and a Chain Vest.
Oh, but look at Draven on that other side. So much more. He's up 5,000 gold still. 14-5 to end 6-6.
Yeah, you really need a Shiv or Phantom Dancer there, N.
Calvini is here. He can do quite a bit of damage if he wants to go in, but he just backs off. I don't know if Jen is baiting or what she's doing, but she's sitting pretty low on health. What are Calvini's stacks at? 540 right now.
He's a big boy.
That is one hefty Nasus. Oh, and by the way, the sight ward in the top river has been taken out. Finally.
Become dust.
Calvini is such a man right
The
now.
damage brings N down to half, but Draven goes in onto Thresh, taking him out almost instantly. He just gets crushed. CLG Wormgod will pick up that kill. Takes the Caitlyn ult to the face, but able to just walk out of there.
The
Corki
juke.
Valkyrie over the
Clean
wall,
juke.
trying to get onto Gragas.
Downhill.
Downhill goes right onto Kha'Zix, blows him up, no problem.
2 for 0, probably gonna end up pushing bot.
They can end this game if they wanted to push through, but I don't know if they'll be able to.
Yeah, and they double AD carry competition. They can melt towers.
Yeah, just Draven one hit onto Trundle, taking him to like 75% health, and then that ultimate coming out from Corki. Those big rockets.
Yeah, they don't seem that eager to actually end the game.
I think they just want to get their KDAs up. I mean, we don't even keep track of that, but maybe we should, because they're just
Oh, you don't?
wrecking.
Wait, seriously, you guys don't track KDAs?
Yeah, we don't have anybody like wanting to figure it out. I mean, we have all the scoreboards, so if somebody wants to read through all the stats and like set it up, then feel free. We'll get you those screenshots and you can set up like an Excel sheet with KDAs, but nobody's actually following through with that.
You know, it's just like every time I'm in a game, they're like, oh, let's play this KDA. So.
Hey, well, I mean, we since we have all the screenshots, we totally can add that up. So we might do that come sometime when we need something like an all-star game or something. Casket coming out, actually saving Draven. Draven
Yeah.
happy to throw out.
Wow,
that.
downhill.
Although he has this weird positioning and he gets caught out, but he does a ton of damage, picks up the kill onto Gragas, and he picks up the kill onto Thresh. That double kill, Extreme Flow, trying to do something to Lee Sin. Lee Sin coming back in. That Janna ultimate actually saving Trundle for a second there, but he will go down to Janna. Janna 2-2 and 20 right now. In the bot lane though, Calvini and Hayes Law picking up the kill on the end.
Zac is such a troll.
Purple team double kill.
Wow. Zach's getting that double kill. And that's gonna be game with an 80 carry and
Turret has been destroyed.
a Nasus, but they're just being nice and slow here.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Instead of going for that Nexus Thirst, trying to get that inhib.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Oh, they're going for that top tower now. I don't really know what's happening. Hazelaw doing what he can to take out that Nexus turret. He takes it out. I just realized Janna has a Trinity Force.
Shut down.
Goes
Janna
down.
finally dies. She only
I
needs
totally
to
didn't
die.
realize that Janna had a Trinity Force. Calvini teleports right into the middle of 3 people for God knows why, but
Yeah,
he
I
also
don't think
tries
they're
to pick
playing
the
for
kill on
KDA.
the...
I don't just
having
know you
fun.
play for KDA.
What's gonna be funny is if they like throw the game doing this.
Yeah, I really doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, they're so far ahead that it's damn near impossible. We could see a move for Baron as Lee Sin tries to go in on that, and Draven's there, and they have a ton of damage. They'll be able to pick this up, no problem. Kha'Zix's actually finding Corki. Corki forced to flash. The slow is there. He's forced to uses his barrier, but he will go down to Kha'Zix. But Kha'Zix just gets dominated by Draven. Draven uses his ult there, picks that up. Gets his League of Draven passive. He's gained 2,200 gold from that League of Draven passive this game. So it's giving him quite a bit of gold. Lee Sin going in onto Gragas, taking quite a bit of damage. The shield comes out from Thresh. Thresh will pick up that kill onto Lee Sin. Raven's just like, hi Thresh, I'm gonna kill you. There's really nothing Thresh can do here. Except he might actually end up getting away. Nope, he runs right into a ward. Draven gets caught by the
Team double kill.
death sentence, but just turns right onto Caitlyn, takes her out too, and then just beautifully kiting here.
It's beautiful.
Purple team triple kill.
Triple kill for Draven.
Aced.
Downhill has just been
Blue team's
devastating
turret has been
everywhere on
destroyed.
this map. 21-6-5. Blue Dream trying to do damage to Kha'Zix, doing quite a bit since he does have that
Triforce.
right force.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they try to get him on the fountain, but the minions take out the Nexus too quickly, and that's 2-0 for TCG, walking away pretty easily in this matchup here. What led to TCG's dominance in this series?
They'll, I would probably say Max being MIA. probably was the biggest factor.
Yeah. God, look at the gold differences from Draven compared to everybody else in the game. 21,000 gold. Next closest on his own team was at 14.5. Next closest and the closest from Max Herb sitting at 13.4 on that Gragas. But downhill, doing an amazing job there. Showing he is quite the Draven player. I wonder if we'll start to see Draven bans against TCG, even though Downhill plays in that top lane, in case they wanted to pull something out like this again.
Yeah, no, impressive showing.
That was...
You know, I was thoroughly impressed with the entire game. If there's one thing I wish I could have saw more, it was definitely Zach dying some more.
Draven out damaging everybody in the game, 54k to champions compared to Gragas' 35, so huge difference there, just absolutely a menace.
Should we sign out?
I guess that's it, so the next matches will be posted next week, sometime when we figure them out, and we'll keep everybody on the Facebook group updated. This was week 4 UOLCS, the match between TCG and Max Herbalism. I'm Blargle Shark, and with me was...
Mojo Kills.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
See you guys. Did you...